October 2026, Rogers Place, Edmonton. Cameras follow Connor McDavid as he swaggers out in a custom Oilers orange silk bomber, pausing to fist bump rookie Luca Petrov, who's sporting the league's newly mandated neck guard for first-year players. McDavid, neck unencumbered, grins at the scoreboard flashing Game 1 of 84 and flips his stick like a baton. Viewers at home do a double take. 84 games. Mandatory safety collars for rookies. Meanwhile, analytic Twitter is already ablaze because Edmonton's front office squeezed under the brand new playoff cap while a three-team swap collapsed when the revised double retention rule kicked in. Everything on the surface still looks like hockey, but the opening 5 minutes reveal how boldly the sport has stepped into uncharted territory. And tonight's broadcast is the crash course every fan needs. When the league and the Players Association shook hands on a deal that stretches to 2030, most fans breathed a sigh of relief at no lockout. What slipped under the radar was that the agreement doesn't merely freeze labor peace, it rewires how the business, the calendar, and even roster math will work for the rest of the decade. A longer season, shorter contracts, stricter cap enforcement, fresh safety gear, and a brand new off-ice culture code all drop at once. It is functionally a soft relaunch of the NHL, and every rule carries ripple effects fans will notice by Christmas. Starting in 2026-27, every team plays 84 meaningful games and loses 2 preseason tune-ups. The league believes gate-driven revenue justifies the added wear, and broadcasters love the tidy balance. 4 games per divisional foe, 3 against other conference opponents, 2 versus everyone else. Coaches already whisper about strategic rest nights, while players eye bigger counting stats, and yes, performance bonus escalators. Traditionalists hate the creep toward NBA-style load management. Casual fans love 2 extra weekends of hockey that actually count. Maximum term drops from 8 to 7 years for players re-signing with their clubs, and from 7 to 6 for unrestricted free agents. A single year seems trivial until you throttle through the consequences. More marquee names hitting the market sooner, higher annual values to compensate for lost security, and general managers forced into a constant balancing act between cap flexibility and locking down pillars. Imagine a 27-year-old superstar realizing he could cash 3 major contracts instead of 2 in his prime. The market gets volatile, agents start licking their chops, and fans learn a new summer hobby called refreshing cap-friendly hourly. Remember Tampa icing a roster $18 million over the ceiling en route to a cup? Those days are done. A separate playoff salary cap now shadows the regular season limit, while long-term injured reserve rules tighten to curb stash and release miracles. On top of that, once a team retains salary in a trade, it must hold the player 75 days before flipping him again, eliminating the 3-team brokerage scheme that chopped bloated deals to 25 cents on the dollar. Contenders lose a favorite cheat code, middlemen lose a draft pick side hustle, and deadline day may finally end before midnight. Triggered by last season's horrific neck laceration overseas, the league steps up where it once lagged. Any rookie debuting after 2026-27 must wear an approved neck guard, and veterans feel the peer pressure already. Gear companies have sprinted to design sleek, breathable collars that match team palettes, so the visual shock should be minimal. Purists who once scoffed at visors will grumble again. Everyone else recognizes that the NHL just removed an unnecessary dice roll from every scrum in the crease. Yes, players are finally free to ditch mandatory suits on game day, and the league is betting heavy on the social media upside. One segment of fans sees creative expression and global fashion crossover. Another sees sacrilege. Crucially, it is only one piece of a much larger puzzle, yet it is the lightning rod rule most likely to dominate morning shows. Expect designer collaborations, sneaker sponsorships, and the occasional front office edict to dial it back after a rookie arrives dressed like a Coachella headliner. The conversation will be loud, but it will not drown out the structural changes reshaping the ice itself. The NHL hasn't flipped this many levers at once since the salary cap was born in 2005. More games, shorter deals, tighter bookkeeping, safer gear, and a splash of runway swagger combined to shove a sometimes change-averse league into its next era. Whether these moves feel like overdue modernization or gimmicky overreach depends on where you sit, wood-paneled rec room or TikTok scroll zone. Either way, the shock factor is real, and tonight is only the prologue. If you want deep dives on how these rules reshape cup windows, trade deadlines, and even fantasy drafts, hit subscribe right now, then tell me below, which change thrills you, which one scares you, and did McDavid's bomber jacket make you smile or cringe?